Namaskara students, welcome to We Karnataka KCT and boards, and today we are going to talk about 5 mistakes that students make in their PUC boards. Now let us see how you can become from a average students to a topper students and what are the mistakes that toppers don't do, right? This is basically secrets of toppers that they do 2 months before the exam, right? So first biggest mistake that students do is not solving any sample paper, right? Now, if you just ignore the sample paper, your mind will not be conditioned, right, to sit in the exam for 3 hours and solve all the questions with proper accuracy in that proper given time with very beautiful handwriting, right, with everything correct with proper diagrams, right? So for that you need to solve the sample papers at least of last 3 years for every subject, right? Second mistake that students do is they are not able to complete exam on time. Now, ma'am, this is the thing that is done in the exam. No. Actually, you can make it right 2 months before the exam only if you start practicing the sample paper but with a proper strategy. The strategy is that you will give only 2.5 hours in solving that question paper. Rest of the 30 minutes will be utilized somewhere else. We will see where. Okay. So the third mistake is not reviewing, right? So students, they don't review, right? Because of that, what happens? They are not able to correct their mistakes. They don't have time to review. Right? This is where the difference of an average and a topper you will see. A topper student will always complete their full exam in 2.5 hours and they will give 15 minutes to review and 15 minutes to correct the mistakes. Now, how you can make it right? When you're solving the sample paper, give yourself 3 hours. 2.5 hours are to solve the question paper. Rest 30 minutes are to review and correct your mistakes. You will see around 10 to 15 marks jump here, right? Next is not analyzing topper's answer sheet. Students just ignore the topper's answer sheet, right? They are like, I will see this maybe one day before the exam. There is no use of seeing that one day before the exam. You need to start analyzing the topper's answer sheet of each and every subject, and you need to, here what you need to do, you need to apply that thing in your sample paper practice. Yes, you need to take out any simple notebook you can make, right, where you're writing the answers for the sample paper, and you need to, maybe you can give it to your elder sister or brother or teacher, anyone. You can ask them to give you marks according to the answers, right? The way you present yourself, present the answer in the exam is very important in subjective exams, right? So this is a very, very crucial point which can, for example, you have written everything right, but someone else, the topper, has written that same thing with the help of some beautiful diagrams, right? So definitely examiner will give more marks to that student who has explained everything in points, in proper diagrams, right? So that is why it is good to analyze, right, and then solve the sample papers according to that, right? And this you will start doing from this month only, right? So that in next 2 months you are pro in that, right? Next is not analyzing the paper. Now, examiner has given you the question paper. You are sitting there, you're like, okay, first question, second question, third. This is not how you're going to solve the exam, right? Okay. So what you do in first 5 minutes, you will see that what are the questions that you definitely can answer correctly and you can get full marks out of it, right? So in first 5 minutes you will analyze the full question paper, and in those 5 minutes you will see that what are the questions that I need to do first, and try to do it in a continuous form only, 1 2 3 4 only. You can skip the gap between that and again come back. For example, you have no idea about the second question, so you can skip that particular one page or half page for that, so that you can come back to the question and again you can solve it, right? Why I am telling you this, that sometimes the one person, the teacher who is checking your answer sheet, they tend to get irritated, right? Why? Because so many answer sheets, when you are like, it's 1, then 15, then 13, then 30th question, then you have second question, then seventh question, they will get irritated by you, and definitely they will cut your marks there, right? So you need to follow the proper pattern, try to follow it, right? If you have no idea about any question, that I don't know whether it will be in 1 page or 2 page, I have no idea about it, then definitely in those exceptional questions you can do this in the end, right? For 1 to 2 questions still it works, but if you're doing this like for all the questions, then it becomes really, really irritating, right? So that's why now these are the things that you should start applying, right? It's not like you will wait for the exam, then you will apply that thing there. You should apply this thing in your sample paper only. Again, I'm revising it. First thing is, you will pick out the last 3 years sample papers. After that, what you need to do, you need to solve the sample papers just like you are solving your question paper. First 5 minutes, you will review it. You will see that what are the questions that you know, what are the questions that you don't know. The questions that you don't know, you will just skip it, right? The questions that you know, right, you will just write it in the same way that a topper will write. Okay, you will analyze firstly the answer sheet, then you will write it in the same way, right? After that, last 30 minutes you will use to review and analyze whether you have done any mistake or not, right? You will correct it. Now after that, you will give the same answer sheet to one of your teachers or your elder brother or sisters, anyone you can give that sheet to, or your mother, parents, right? Anyone you can give, and you can ask them to give you marks, and you can ask them what are the points that you were wrong in, how was your presentation skills, and how you can analyze yourself also, that what are the mistakes that you have done, what are the topics that were asked here that you will totally blank in. Now the topics that you were totally blank in, these are the topics that you need to focus more in next 2 months. So this is how you're going to utilize next 2 months in a proper way, right? That will help you in the exam, and I can guarantee that in the exam you will feel less, that when you have like question paper in your hand, because you have practiced it so many times, your mind is already conditioned in that way. So this will help you to get less stressed in the exam and to give your exam properly, right? So that's it for today, guys. Let me know in the comment section what are the other things that you want me to pick up on PUC boards. Thank you so much. Bye bye, take care.